Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Grace, Serendipitous Crafter, and we're on day or July 20th for Crafty Christmas in July 25, hosted by Teri from Sweet Pea Papers. And by now you know the drill, and hoping that people are making projects and posting them. And posting them in Teri's 3 Facebook groups. She expanded the posting. So remember to do that so you can enter into the draws. I'm one of the collaborators that's donating a freebie, a prize, I should say, to a lucky winner for the drawing in August. And so it runs through the 31st. The videos, there's 30 plus collaborators, 50 plus videos, and 20 plus prizes. And we are on day 20 right here. And again, don't forget to go into the link tree to get all your videos. And like I think I mentioned before in my other video, if you send it to yourself, the link, that way you can have direct access. And today I'll be working with, so we have 2 digital kits that were donated by Stacy McDaniel, Crafty Dragon Creation, and Karen Villanova, Creative Paper Artisan. And I want to say it's Stacy Daniel, Crafty Dragon Creation, that I'll be using her kit today, and that's the steampunk one. So and I'll be using these papers. I shrunk it down to a 5x7 size, and I did this in my printer settings, and I shrank to fit so that the design would fit the 5x7 and not cut it off. Like here, it cut it off a bit here because I didn't do shrink to fit on this one, so I reprinted it. But here is her designs. And you probably have seen them, hopefully by now, have seen various versions of projects using the steampunk kit. I've noticed so far we've been using a lot of the mice, which is really cute too. But this one's really cool too, and it's different from your typical Christmas kit. And I most likely will be using all the pages that came in this kit. I printed them all out. And so this is shrink to fit. See how it contains all the design. Journal page. This one I already had cut, and I didn't. This one was, I printed it before what I was gonna do, but I'll be able to use it. I just have to cut it up a bit. It's more for the images that I'm going to use. And then some background pages. That one and that one. And there's another set of background pages that I didn't print, like in these designs. I'm not sure if I'll print those, and this is the ephemera. And some tags. Some pockets. Who's in this background? Some more tags. And some more kind of ephemera and larger journaling cards. These are the square ones. Some I printed in cardstock, some I didn't. And I really like this, a little note, secret kind of note to put in the envelope. And this is not part of the kit. This is from another digital that because I'm doing an advent calendar type of journal, and I needed numbers. So I went on Etsy and I just found a very simple, and it was just numbers that they had, and it was like super cheap. And so and I feel it goes with the kit. It's not very Christmassy, but it still goes with the kit, I find. So and I printed that on sticker paper, so I need my numbers. And so we'll be creating an advent journal kind of out of paper bags. So I'll come back. I'm going to gather up my supplies, cut up all my goodies and papers, and I'll show you how I put this together, and we'll take it one step at a time. So with that, for you, just a couple of seconds. For me, it's going to be a little longer. So we'll see you soon, just in a bit. Hi there, and we're back. So I've cut all my pages that I'm using for my project. And so here we go. They're all cut. I don't know. I got quite a few things to cover on this Advent journal. Well, Advent journal calendar type of thing. And yeah, so, and I had some full-blown background pages too, so I can use that. And yeah, so got that done. And here is my ephemera. So I got quite a bit of pieces to work with, pockets and such. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually use pockets. I might, because what I'm creating is already going to have some pockets. And I got some numbers here from a different digital, because this one didn't come with numbers for the Advent calendar. So I had to improvise. We'll put that down, and I'll show you the base of what we're working with. So it's paper bags. Again, paper bags are so fun. So this is my prototype here, and I didn't decorate or anything. So, and I haven't decorated one ahead of time, so I don't even know what it's going to look like. But this is a base, and so we'll start with that. I got my notes here, and this is 5 lunch bags, so regular size lunch bags, and you need 5 if you want to do 12 days of 12 days of Christmas, which that's what I'll be doing. So imagine if you want to do 25. I love doing like Advent calendars for 25 days, but for the purpose of this, I'm going to just do it for 12 days. And or you can decrease as well if you want to. And each bag does 3 pockets, but the first bag doesn't count because it's the cover. Well, I'm not counting it because it doesn't give me the 3 pockets. But if the other 4 give me 3 pockets times 3, gives me 4 bags, gives me 3 pockets times that will give me 12 days. Sorry for the mix up. And so yeah, so basically this is the structure. So each bag opens like a journal, like so. Right? And the pockets get tucked in. There's a pocket that gets tucked in under the flap like this. So, and then we have a pocket here. So that's the cover. But when you open it, you end up having one here, and then when you open the flap on this one, you'll also have one here. And you'll notice it's not the same width as the initial pocket that has its gussets, because we're going to cut those out. And that's what creates the multiple pockets. And then you close that here. It's hidden. This one's surely hidden. And this one's a little bit more obvious. And then you open it up. Again, you have that one there. You have that one in there. And you take the flap and you have that one there. And so we got to cover all of these areas. Now, I got this idea from, I'll put her either, maybe I'll, if I know how to edit enough, I'll put the info on the screen. But I'll definitely put her video, I'll link the video where I got the idea from in my description box for sure. And she talks about a lot about all the ideas you can use these for. I'm using for an Advent calendar where I'm going to decorate it and such. And you can also use it as a journal with pockets where you can creating it daily and use it as an art journal, so it gets filled as you go. So you know, there's different uses for it. So yeah, each of these pockets here are hidden, and so you just keep on turning the page, and you know, it's kind of endless. And you just glue the bags together basically, and then you have this. So the trick is also not to glue all the way in. This one I did glue all the way in, and I find it's pressing it. So if we want to fill it up, we need to give it ability to expand more, and so we don't want to squeeze the spine too much. So so let's get started. I'll put that there, and I already kind of gave a little head start on. I didn't glue anything down. I just kind of opened these things. So I'll just say so the first one is very the cover. So let's do the cover, and the cover is basically you're folding the bag right up to the edge there and folding it there, and you want it to be, you know, that it doesn't impede your fold there, and that sort of thing, and it doesn't bunch out. And that's it for the cover. This is the cover. So we'll put that aside. And then when you take another bag, now we're going to do one of the inside. So we do it again, right? We're going to do that again. We fold it to the inside like that. And then we're going to open it. And now we're going to modify it. And I'm just looking at my other one here just to make sure I do this correctly. Since I just learned it myself. So it's the so it's the bottom flap that you need to modify. And now I had my little scissors out. There we go. It's better with a pair of little scissors because the big scissors kind of get in your way, and for you to get a good crisp cut. So what you do is you cut on this, open your bag up, and you cut this line right here. There you go. And it won't be perfect, right? We try to put it as close on the seam as possible, but sometimes it might not work. But that's okay. It kind of, it'll get hidden. There we go. So now we have that, and we have this like this, and this like this. So now we have to take these flaps and cut here. So we're going to cut here to here to open this up like this. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Let me see if I can just zoom in maybe a little bit over. There we go. That opens up that way. And so, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue these two together, and that's what creates this pocket. So I'm going to use wet glue. Well, you can use wet glue or glue stick. I used glue stick before, and for here I think it's okay to use the glue stick. Because you can get all the sides down. You just make that flat. But for other areas, it's better to use the wet glue. And then, so now we have our pocket here, and we have our pocket here. See that? And you'll notice there's a little opening, right? There's a little opening right there. So if you put anything small, like, I don't know, pieces of candy or something, they're going to fall out. So if you don't want anything to fall out, this is where you would take your wet glue or whatever, just like a pointed tip where you can put some glue. And you just need a little bit to close that off and make sure there's no excess that's going to glue anything together. Okay, so now we have that. Now this little piece here is really bugging me. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just going to cut like a little sliver to get rid of it. There we go. It's not very straight, but that's okay. So now we're going to take another bag, fold it the same way. Make your creases. And now we're going to fold this. We're going to put this pocket in its place. So you take that, the one we just made, right? And we're going to put it underneath where it belongs. And this one's going to go here on top because this one is going to be glued to this one. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing afterwards. So let's do one more. So, and for this one, I'm going to use the wet glue. And we only want to glue this here, right? We don't want to glue, right? I'm just starting to think there. Yeah, because that has to go through. So we're only gluing this here. And so I'm not going to glue all the way to the spine. And here maybe to the edge. I think I'd be good to go to the edge on this. You can actually use glue stick as long as you leave, you know, a good ½ inch on the other side. I think would be good. So we've got the flap on this side. This opens on this side. We haven't touched this one yet, but we're going to glue this one down. So we're going to align it. And plus, the wet glue also allows you to have some wiggle room, depending on which wet glue you use. Tacky glue is pretty flexible, pretty favorable. Okay, and we'll just make sure that's glued down. And so when we open it, this is the side. Oh, I just glued my pocket down. Oh dear. Yeah. I was supposed to only, like, I think her name is Serena. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's Serena. The creator that I saw the video for, she glues it all down. But I decided to actually make, that's how I get 3 pockets for 4 bags, which was 12, because I'm not using the cover as the first day of Advent. So I would leave that open. And so you would only put glue around the extremity rather than there. So oopsies. Well, that's okay. No harm. We'll continue. Maybe I'll add an extra bag. So again, so now we have this flap, and so we have to modify it. So that's where we're cutting this one again. So we're cutting the top one, the top gusset. Big scissors. There you go. Maybe a little finicky. It depends how picky you are with that. Okay, we got that. And so now we got to cut these 2 ends here. That'll use the small ones. that. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. Sorry, my hands are in the way. And we got that. So now we're going to glue these two flaps together. And, you know, it's better to glue because they're uneven, right? So this one I think will be okay. And then we don't pull at it. We just let it sit naturally so we have the flat pocket. Okay, and there we go. So we have our pocket here and we have our pocket here. And then we have to, if you want this part sealed, make sure you're taking the, separating the two so you get the right layer. And there we go. Make sure we don't get a little cloth so it doesn't stick together. Okay, so now we have that. We have our pocket. And then we're going to put it under our flap. And then this one, we're going to glue the next one. Now, let's remember this time we're making a pocket with it. So we're going to, you can glue this to the edge as possible. Down this way. And then down up this way. And we leave a good half an inch, quarter of an inch, not like a quarter of an inch. This one I already modified, so, but I'm just, it's the same thing, right? You fold, you fold it in half into the flap, and then you're gonna glue it down. And now I'll be able to show you the other pocket there. We'll have made the pocket. So you really do what you prefer. Like if you prefer to glue the whole thing down and only have 2 pockets per, then do that. And then you can just add more bags to do 12 days of Christmas. And so we got here our flap. And we open it, and this is what we just glued down. So we just glued it, and we made a pocket. So the pocket's here. And then we've got a pocket here. And we've got a pocket here. I hope you're following me. I'm trying to go slow and not like wave my hands too much while I'm filming. So in here. And then this is what we just glued down and so this is one I've been playing with. So I already cut the gusset. I already cut the bag up, right? So we did that together before, and now I'm just gluing it. Because I was testing it out to make sure I remember what I needed to do. Because crazy things happen when you go on the video and then you're like, how do you do that again? And you can't reference where you've seen it before. Because it's the first time I make this one. So this is kind of new for me. And I love advent calendars. If you haven't seen my last 2 advent calendars that I've made, they're in my videos. I can actually link them in the description box and you can have a look. I made one for last Christmas. I think it was Christmas in July last year is when I made it, or maybe it was Christmas time, one or the other, if you wanted more ideas. And so now I'm going to go get my little opening there and glue that. Yeah. See the little bead of glue, and I'm making a mess. Maybe the Tombow Mono would have been good to go in between there. So go thinner. And there we go. So again, we have the pocket here. in the pocket here, and it's sealed here now. And now we're going to put this under the flap, so that's hidden. And then this one's the one that we're going to glue down. So we're going to glue down this one. So again, I want to make the pocket. So I'm going to just put my bead of glue down this way, so we allow flexibility at the spine and towards the edges as possible. And then we're going to put our next bag. I'm just making sure it's flush with the spine. Making sure that this is also flush. I also did this one in advance, so this one's cut up already. And here we go. This is the pocket we just glued, right? The bag we just added. So there, right? And then the one under the flap. So, and here we go again. We got another one to glue. So I already opened the gusset. And all I have to do is just glue and do this pocket to put it in place. Like that. All right. And I'm going to go and get my little opening. Hope you can see that. It's like really in between there. There's a little hole, and it pops right up, and it's when it's eye level, not camera level. I think I put a little too much here. And then make sure that's open. Oops. Something white there, and I don't think it's blue. Just turn it around. So your bottom of your bags are always on your right side. So it makes you think where the pocket should be, etc. Okay, so we're going to put that flap underneath. And now we're at the cover. So the cover, and this is going to be the same thing. I'm going to make that pocket for the inside one. So this one is just regular, right? And it's what we folded in the beginning. The cover went inside, and when we just did that. So now I'm going to glue this to its base. And I want to have that pocket. And my edge is really off here because I must have took a chunk out of this one. I'm cutting the gusset. Now we're going to add this one. So make sure your bottom bag is on the right. And just place it in its place. And I'll just open it up so I could make sure it's all glued. And there you go. Got the pocket there. Almost glued down. Pocket here. And then your pocket here. Okay. And this is the cover. So we got 5 bags. So this is the cover. You open. And this is a spread. So you can put, and that's what the decorating is going to be now. It's taking the journal pages and just going for it. Now, these are roughly like the front. I'll see what I'll do. This is not my front piece, but you imagine now how pretty that's going to be. And same thing with the inside, right? I have a little piece here still to kind of cover. So then that's what I'm going to do. And like these would be good for to cover these up. That would turn out pretty well. And just make sure this is folded. It has a crisp fold. Oh, and there's one more thing to do still, so I still have to do that. So anyway, let's do a little flip through. So we got that. So one, that, and the inner flap, inner pocket. You turn the page. That, the inner pocket. Turn the page. That, page, and turn it. And this one I glued by accident. And we got this one, and then this one. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we got that. So now to give it a little bit of support here. So I did good at leaving enough space. They're pretty wide. So it's good. And if you have a scrap of the paper bag, you could actually use that for your spine, or you can use one of the digitals and it will be decorated, right? Here, maybe I'll use this. And I'll just use it to kind of demonstrate. And you don't need like a big flap. It's just to really cover it. So I'm just going to cut. I'm just like guesstimate this. Where's my cutter? It's like big enough not to lose, right? Especially on a desk. But my desk is a hot mess. I have like 3 projects on the go this month. I'm working on Christmas in July. I have this video, and then I have another video on the 29th that's going to go up. And I'm also working on Dear Julie's monthly challenge, which I'm almost done. I'm so excited. And and it's addictive. If you haven't tried Dear Julie's challenges, I was so intimidated at first, but they are super fun. And once you start doing them, it challenges you. It might not be I don't want to say style, but that you have requirements, right? Usually junk journaling, we're like, there's no rules, there's no requirements, but this makes it fun, and it opens your creativity to different things when you're required to try something new, a tag, or like this month, it's like 5 shapes. You have to be really creative at adding your 5 shapes to your ephemera that you're making and your pages. So it makes it fun that way. So it's getting really addictive, and I'm almost done. I'll certainly do a flip through of it when I'm done. So I got that on the go. And what else? I thought I had something else. Oh, I do want to mention that maybe I should have made this wider so I don't feel like I can press it. So much for that. Okay, I'm just going to wing it now. I'm just going to do a wide piece. Yeah, so I don't know if I've already mentioned it a couple of times on my channel, but I host a monthly call, and it's called the Craft Connection. And basically any craft, that you do, it could be watercoloring, it could be junk journaling, it could be card making, you name the craft, you can come and do it with us. And it's just a place to come and connect with other crafters. And it's free. It's for an hour, and it helps you get some of your things done. Or maybe you just want to hang out with other people and not craft and not craft by yourself. You know, who likes to craft by themselves? Not all the time, right? Sometimes we want solitude, but sometimes we want some company. And so, and we meet up, and the meetup's free. I host it for free. And so you just come over and you chat and you craft, and you don't have to, like, if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. And but I don't see how you wouldn't. There are a bunch of great ladies. I have someone who has, well, actually Sherry from Ratchet Up Your Art comes. She shows up a few times, and she does her jelly printing, and sometimes she's doing something else. And I have another friend that does watercoloring, and that's what she comes to do. I have someone who's just learning junk journaling, so she works on that, and she says it gives her the time to actually work on it. So otherwise, she doesn't have a dedicated time for it. And sometimes that happens. We just don't make time for our craft. And I find, especially junk journaling, is so therapeutic. It really is. And it has been for me. And that's my message I want to get across, that, you know, junk journaling could really be therapeutic for you. Okay, so this is crooked. It doesn't matter because I'm going to cover it up with paper, right? So, you know, you're going to see this side, basically. And you could cover it up with the paper bag color so it kind of blends in more. But I wanted to try that out and see how it works. And this looks like a little loose and stuff. But I'm thinking once it gets filled up with ephemera, with little gifts, like you can put like candy in here. Or, you know, you can put a couple of gift cards. You can put all sorts of stuff. And if it's a fellow crafter, whoa, let's add some tags in there and some ephemera and some cute stuff. I'm sure the person you give it to will truly appreciate it. I'm just going to, I don't know, snip that a bit. I should have did that a little bit better, but that's okay. We're not here for perfection. So now it's really going through, and I am so slow at deciding what I'm going to do with decorating. So I am going to come back with it pretty much, I'd say, in its completion. I have my numbers. I have my digitals. I might have to print out a few more things because not all of it fits the way I want it to. And so, yeah. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to decorate it up, and maybe I'll put extra pockets on the inside, especially that one that I missed on. And so yeah, I think that works out really. I think that works out well. The spine is working out pretty good that way. It looks like it moves, but then it goes all back in its place. Could have left it to dry a little bit too. So that might be it. So there we have it. So I'll be back. So it'll be a bit for you, a second for you, a bit for me, and we'll see how this all turns out. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, and we're back. Sorry for the camera shake there. So yeah, I ended up decorating it all and finishing it off. I hope you enjoy. So this is pretty much the flip through. There's so much more I wanted to do to it. Just no question, I'm running out of time. But I definitely want to do some like little snow accents and glitter accents and that sort of thing on the trees for the snow. Since I did get some, I got some stickles and that sort of thing. So I probably will add some stuff to it. So let's get right down to it. And so I found this, it's ribbon that I have, just some garland. So I found that really cute and sparkly. So, and I wrapped it like a little present. And here we go. And I added a piece of fabric to the spine because I really liked, so I like how that turned out. It's like a velvety green. It looks like it has sparkles, but it doesn't. It's just the velvet. It's really nice. So this is the front. Oops, sorry. It's the front. And this is the back. And I kind of screwed up. Screwed up a bit the numbers. I'm up to 15 days now instead of 12 days of Christmas. It's 15 days of Christmas. Like, who doesn't want an extra few days of Christmas, right? Like I said, I usually do 20. I do the calendar. I usually do 25 days, but this is just a sample, really, to try it out for an advent calendar journal type. And so definitely, if I wanted to do 25 days, I would have to double up on the bags. So you're talking about 10 bags instead of 5, which you could totally do since they're just glued on top of each other. So let's get started. And I had a little bit of, you know, the pockets are not obvious, right? And even with the numbers, it'll say number 1, but where's where's number 1, right? So it'll be a little bit of discovery. I did add a pocket here to the front flap here, and I also wanted to add some Velcro to kind of keep it shut. But since I have ribbon, I think it'll be good. But that'd be good. Option 2 is putting a little piece of Velcro here to attach it. And so I put 2 tags in there because it's actually a double pocket. I didn't glue it completely down. So yeah, so this is number 1. Well, number 1 is this pocket, and I didn't put anything in the pockets. Sorry to say, definitely ran out of time for that. But you can put all sorts of, and even part of the kit. I could have added tags and such, right, into the pockets. I did in some of them. So this is number 1 pocket. You put something in there, that type of thing. And this was supposed to be number 2, but when I was putting the numbers, I completely forgot that this was a flap and it didn't get counted. So I had to like make other pockets to catch up to 15. Anyway, it was a whole fiasco. But anyway, here's like a free pocket. So you can put some tags instead of an advent calendar gift type of thing. So that's 1. And then 2 is right here. So they're a little camouflaged with the steampunk numbers. And these, again, I got from a different Etsy shop. And I'll link those down below if you're interested. But and so this is number 2. And I did like a journaling kind of page here. So they can journal a bit about Christmas, right? And 3 is the one that's under the flap, I would say. And it's actually a hidden paper clip. I was testing it out to do hidden paper clips, but they close off the pocket. So I only did 1. So yeah, so it does close off the pocket a bit. So the person can remove it, obviously, because it's a hidden paper clip, right? So it's not too bad. It's on there a little snug, but there we go. Things are still a little bit wet. Okay, so and then number 4 is underneath here, so that you would put a tag or something, and it's fairly deep, like they're deep pockets. And then here we have it's blank. So here, you can put pictures, which I that's what I envisioned here. So that's why I left it blank, is to really, you can put some pictures on there. So that goes back in there. And then number 5 is here. So we got 5 here. And then number 6 here. And 7 is up here in the flap again, right? So it's here. And then this interior is another spot for pictures or writing space or whatever the person might want. And I put a paper clip here just to kind of indicate that there was a pocket. I don't know. I'll probably take that out. I was just, playing around with that idea. And then here we have a pocket here. So this one has a different spread because I wanted to use the pockets from the kit. They were like the perfect size. I didn't have to trim or anything. So I really like that. So those are added kind of embellishment pockets like I had in the beginning. And this is glued on as decoration behind. And these are just extra journaling pieces. And the pockets are wider because they have the gussets. And here the same thing. This is not glued in, but the bottom one is. See, that kind of screws it up for the paper. And so that has the clock there. Put that in there. There we go. And I decorated a bit. And so this is number 8 is here. And I just kind of left the journaling card that comes with the kit in here. Just trimmed it a bit. It didn't have to be trimmed too much, but I did trim it a bit. And then this is number 9 right here. And then we open the flap. And this is number 10. And then we have number 10. Number 11, so this is where I missed, so this is another spread that could have been with pictures. So the ones that have all inside the tuck could be a spread for pictures or journaling, which I really like that idea. And but I turned these into continued Advent pockets where they're more obvious than the other ones. So you can put like a letter or a card or whatever the case may be. And here's another pocket as well for number 12. So I just put that admit one for now. And here. You know, that's another thing. You can put tickets to a show in here. I don't know if they do tickets anymore, but a printed ticket maybe. You know, from online. Or you can use gift cards in these pockets. Totally fit a gift card in there. There we go. And then 13 right here. So here I had, this is the page that I glued it all down, and so I didn't make the pocket, so I just made a pocket this way instead. So I just put an image and created a pocket this way. So this is number 13. And see, I wanted to put like the little sparklies, stickles in there. And yeah, and so this is number 14 is here, so 14 is under. And then up here, 15 is another pocket. And it's the last day for 15 days of Christmas. And then this is just another spread. You can put pictures here. You know, if you cover the candles, that's okay. So that turned out that way. So that's it. That's the flip through. And it opens perfectly flat. You know, it has a good base there. I just really, it's so cute. So cute. So I know I spoke about the Craft Connection for July 20th, which this video will be up on July 20th. So if you do watch it on July 20th and it's at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you message me on Instagram or if you comment below of this video and say you're interested or whatever the case may be, I can send you, I would have to send you, you would have to send me your email so I could send you the invite to the Craft Connection for July 20th. But you can always catch the next one in August. I don't have the date on hand. I forget when. I usually put that in the invite 2 dates in advance, so you know ahead of time when they'll be. And so if you are interested, just let me know. Send me a message on Instagram or even Messenger. Messenger would be under Grace Pimentel. You would find me under, or just comment in the video below, and we can maybe arrange something. Not a problem. And yeah. So I hope you found this a good project. I really had a lot of fun making it, and yeah. And if I'd like to know, like in the 2 projects I've made so far, so the greeting card project and this one, would something like this be interested in purchasing for Christmas? Like if you don't want to, if you find it maybe too difficult to make, or you just don't have the time to make it, I could possibly open some spots to do this sort of thing. It would be in this theme or in the mouse theme, or I also have other access to other digitals that I could do this type of journal advent calendar. If you are interested, let me know. I'd be curious to see if anybody would be interested in me making these, or the greeting card journal, little mini journal I made on July 4th. And if you haven't seen that one, I'll put it in the description below and you'll see it. But if you go on my channel, it'll be right there as well. But let me know if that'd be something you'd be interested in purchasing. And if you let me know like soon enough, like we're still July, I can get ready for and get them shipped off and ready for Christmas time for you to have them. But I just be curious to see what if anybody would be interested, and we can chat about it. Um, so I think that's all I wanted to say. Don't forget to post your projects on the 3 Facebook groups for Teri. Um, and hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 25. I'm one of the creators that's donating a prize, and it's going to be my ebook. And my ebook is almost a 70-page ebook talking about junk journals, introducing you to the world of junk journals, explaining all sorts of papers, not techniques, but um, supplies and that sort of thing, and a purpose of a junk journal, what it can be, what you can make it to become, and that sort of thing. And it also has a section with step-by-step instructions written to actually create a no-sew journal. And if you'd like to see the flip through of my ebook, I'll link it down below as well, but it's on my channel. A flip through of my ebook. I printed a version for myself, and I talk about the ebook there, and you can have a look at it. It's also for sale on my coffee shop. So, but I will be giving a copy away, a ebook copy, so it's digital, away as a prize from Teri's from this collaboration, and the draw will be in August. I think it's August 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. I think all the info will be in the description box as well. And the link tree, don't forget to go to the link tree to access to all the creators that are participating in the collab. And don't forget to subscribe to their channel, like and comment. It really helps our channels out. And yeah. And I think that's it. So so let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments, and I always love to hear from you. I love chatting in the comments. It's fun, and 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 I'll leave you with that. So I'll leave you with, actually, let the serendipity find you in your crafting, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.